Good morning, everyone. I'm Piero Batarseh reporting from Channel 12 News. It is February 1st, 1924, and Calvin Coolidge is president. And Prohibition has already lasted 3 years. So stay tuned because after this short break, we will address the effects it had on our society and also the main events that happened in the 1920s.
Nothing like a nice, cold, refreshing cook when you're on the front lines of the battlefield fighting for your home country.
And we're back here with Prohibition expert Douglas Harder. We're going to address some of the effects Prohibition is having on our society.
Thank you. Right. United States is losing an outrageous amount of money on taxes due to this prohibition. The U.S. is no longer has the ability to tax alcohol, and now the U.S. is on path to lose $1 billion.
This is terrible.
Yes, prohibition of alcohol is a terrible decision. Along with no other taxable alcohol in the boost in organized crime, the farmers in the country are getting ruined as well. Some may say, some still on the side of prohibition, but I'll be the first to say the negatives are far worse.
What about all the increase in crime? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Of course, organized crime is skyrocketing. Al Capone is one of the main figures and right now is one of the most prevalent gangsters of all time.
Well, thank you, DJ.
Thank you.
Well, that's all we have time for. Now here's Dante with sports.
Iudici reporting live for News 12 News. The Yankees did it, finally. After 2 years of losing straight to their in-town rivals, the New York Giants, they come out victorious in a 6-game series. They won their final round in a 6-4 shootout against the New York Giants. Now, here's an exclusive interview with New York All-Star Babe Ruth. You just won the World Series. What are you going to do next?
I'm going to buy myself a Ford Model T. Maybe 2, maybe 3. Just whatever I feel like.
What a wonderful time to be alive. What's going through your mind?
Happiness. Sheer and complete satisfaction. Finally, we beat those damn Giants. Can't wait to celebrate. I might have Louis Armstrong to get a call and perform live in my house.
You say you want to celebrate. What does this celebration consist of?
Not too sure yet. Maybe the family and I will head down to the theater and perhaps grab a few drinks. Non-alcoholic, of course.
What movie do you want to see?
I got me an inside track down to the local theater. The wife wants to see jazz singer flick. I'd be more interested in some good old Chaplin.
Bit of an irrelevant question here for the moment, but what are your thoughts on the talks of potential integration of blacks into the big league?
This is a white man sport. Made for the white man, for the white.
That's all with sports. Now back to Piero with some other news.
Thanks, Dante. Another thing affecting our society today is the influx of immigrants. The amount of immigration taking place is outrageous. When bad things happened in the country, the new people were to blame. An event that took place that showed the heavy nativism was the Red Scare. Eastern Europeans were being blamed for the bad in the country in the early 1920s. Because the immigrants were seen as savages to the public, the government decided to pass the Natural Origins Act. Also, immigrants from Mexico, Puerto Rico, and other countries are being looked down and being given the lowest paying jobs. The dream of immigrants changed from wanting to succeed to plain out wishing for the racism to be suppressed. The day and age we live in is one of immense hysteria, with the threats of attacks induced by racism increasing day by day. The KKK, or the Ku Klux Klan, is a white supremacist group with one goal: the promotion of fundamentalism and simplicity at any cost. The Klan often results in violence against anyone who opposes them and sees those who aren't aligned with their beliefs as targets. This includes, but is not limited to, blacks, Catholics, Jews, and foreigners. They oppose the modern life taking place during our era. They are simplistic men. No one is safe from the Klan. They are ruthless thugs capable of anything. They are known from their white hoods and lynching of innocent human beings. Keep your eyes peeled and defense close. The Klan is very dangerous. If you witness Klan-related violence, contact authorities immediately. Almost 10 years ago, the 19th Amendment was passed. It gave the women the right to vote. Throughout the decade, women have also made a big change in style. Douglas, tell us more about this new change for women.
Thank you, Piero. Struggled to acquire this of rights, like the right to vote. Finally, after long, hard work and years of unrest, they reached their goal. The 19th Amendment was ratified and added to the U.S. Constitution. The amendment gave women the right to vote. Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Clay Stanton drafted the amendment and first introduced it in 1878. Since then, women have diligently worked to get the amendment through the system and have succeeded after 40 long years. It will surely be worth it, and as a man, we can all admire that women have done here. Many women have started the flapper style trend. The style includes short hair, cloth hats, and long necklaces. The flapper image changed the way women dressed in the decade.
That's great to hear. Glad women are becoming more important in this world. The election of 1920 was an important election for the U.S. For more on the election, here's Jason.
Thanks, Piero. Harding ran as a candidate for the Republican Party. His primary opposition was James Cox of the Democratic Party. Harding won the election in quite the landslide, garnering 404 of the total 528.
Mr. Harding, how do you feel about the election?
Please, no questions at this time.
Harding would inherit the United States in a state of shambles left behind the Wilson administration. Many Americans have been fed up with the policies of the three predecessing progressive Democrats. Being that the conditions in the United States were getting worse, change is inevitable. Hence, the results of this election being no surprise at all. The economy was steadily heading down the drain. Business has been plummeting, and the U.S. was nearing a major depression. Thankfully, Harding possessed the economic expertise to pull this country from the gutter.
That was an important election. Even though Harding turned things around, he was the center of attention in the wrong way. He was involved in the Teapot Dome scandal. For his opinion on the scandal, here's Douglas.
Thank you, Piero. I knew Harding and his cabinet friends were up to something. He knew about everything that Albert Fall was doing. These men went against the public. They leased the Navy petroleum in Wyoming.
That they did.
These men took bribes for petroleum. They should get released from their government positions.
Those damn corrupt politicians! These people don't know what they're doing. This is ridiculous! This is unbelievable!
Well, that's all we have time for here on News 12. I'm Piero Batarseh saying good night.
Good night!